I remember in 1990, The Nation magazine asking me and a lot of the new queer cinema filmmakers, as they were being called, what we predicted in the future for gay representation in mainstream media. I remember thinking it's going to become the kind of Sidney Poitier of the 60s. In other words, there is going to become a completely cultivated, homogenized version of gayness that would be welcome in every American living room. But it would also kind of obscure the real conflicts and the deeper resentments and persistent bigotry that would exist outside.
Nancy?
Poison was something that was emerging in my mind in the late 80s, at a time when New York, where I lived, was in the first real terror grip of the AIDS epidemic. Something that concerned me as a gay person was the intense level of blame and guilt that was sort of being felt and experienced in the gay community. That the kind of freedoms and liberations experienced in the 70s was the direct cause of AIDS, and therefore people should feel responsible for it and should change their behavior and repent those kinds of freedoms. There was a horror, sort of a B-horror genre. There was a docudrama, but kind of from a tabloid television perspective, about a missing child. And then there was a piece that was more in the flavor of a Genet novel, inspired perhaps most by Miracle of the Rose, that describes a prison romance and the memories that it triggers for these two inmates. Genet, who was, a gay, openly gay writer, who basically was invested in what was criminal, quote unquote, about homosexuality. He was not interested in finding a sort of liberationist solution to a happy acceptance in mainstream culture. And I just sort of felt like, what would Genet have to say? What would be the radical answer to this moment of defensiveness and fear in a newly liberated gay community in America?